Hit that subscribe button if you are digging the content that we are putting up, and hit that like button if you enjoy this video. Please, pretty please. Hola YouTube, this is another episode of SEM with Dorian Russell. And I just want to ask, who is your favorite Spider-Man? I'm about to get into it. And I'm going to start with Andrew Garfield. I know. I just want to start off by saying Andrew Garfield is a very, very, very good actor. I just felt like he was cast wrong. I mean, look how tall he is. I mean, I just wasn't feeling this Spider-Man. I just wasn't. He did a good job acting. Don't get me wrong. Credit to him, because I felt like he did a good job in a role that he wasn't really cast well for, but he made the most of it. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling Spider-Man. I mean, and the story it starts well. I like how they have Gwen Stacy as a love interest instead of Mary Jane Parker. I'm sorry, Mary Jane. Uh, you know, all you old school fans know what I'm talking about. I like how they did that. And the Lizard. Oh my God, they cast the right person for the Lizard. I mean, he did a fantastic job in that role. So starts off great. Then like the person that they put as Norman Osborn, and that's when the kind of story kind of went off the rails for me a little bit. And then Spider-Man 2 came out, and where do I begin? I didn't like how I know Harry Osborn because of Green Goblin in the comic books. I'm a Norman Osborn fan, so I always like him as a Green Goblin. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite actors. I just want to start off by saying that, and he acted his butt off in this movie. I wasn't feeling him as Electro. Once again, I just didn't feel like they cast the right person. And then Paul Giamatti. I love Billions. Paul Giamatti is one of my favorite actors. But come on. A robotic rhino. Like I said, I just felt like they rushed this movie. I don't know why they rushed this movie, because for one thing, Tobey Maguire did a fantastic job as Spider-Man. So whoever's going to follow him, it's got some big shoes to fill. It's going to be hard to fill that role. And I just didn't feel like they did a good job filling that role. And it's talking about Tobey Maguire. The reason why we had 10 years of the MCU and we enjoyed all those fantastic movies, I feel like, is because of Tobey Maguire and his portrayal of Spider-Man. I know Blaze showed that a comic book series can be successful, but I feel like the reason why we got these movies now is because Tobey Maguire and the people that made the first 3 Spider-Mans did such a good job that Marvel and Disney was like, we can make some money off of this, and we can make a lot of money off of this. I mean, his portrayal of Spider-Man is fantastic. They did the origin story. This was back in the early 2000s, so probably needed to do the origin story. Starts off great. Got Uncle Ben. Great power means you need to have great responsibility. Or, I probably messed that up, but they did all those things right as far as that goes. And then, like, when he gets his powers, this is one of my favorite parts, when Flash Thompson throws a punch and he looks at the punch and he looks at Flash, and it's like, I remember being in the movie theater. It was like, oh, that was sick. That was sick. I mean, they hit all the right buttons with this movie. They got the right Norman Osborn. You know, everything was good. Then it came out with Spider-Man 2, and that was even better. I went to go see that movie twice. I mean, I never liked Doc Ock in the comics until I went to go see that movie. And then I'm like, the person that plays Doc Ock, I'm like, oh, Doc Ock is a beast. And then Spider-Man, I mean, favorite part in the whole movie was when he's stopping the train. His mask is off, he's stopping the train, you know, barely stops it, just in the nick of time. He's exhausted, he falls over, the people in the subway catch him. And then they bring him back and they carry him back into the train, and then everybody's looking at him. I'm like, and he doesn't have his mask. And you old school Spider-Man fans know that that mask is important because he doesn't want his identity to get out there. And they're just looking at him like he's just like you and us. He's just a kid, And they find his mask, they put it back on him, and they send him on his way, pretty much saying that New York supports you. I mean, that was just a great scene. That movie was one of the best comic book movies ever, still to this day. Then Spider-Man 3 came out, and I mean, they gave him the symbiote, and then he's walking crazy with the symbiote, and then Eddie Brock finds it, and they had the wrong person symbiote look crazy, and then Sandman. I like the guy that plays Sandman, but then it just wasn't working. It just wasn't. And Harry Osborn, like I said, I'm a Norman Osborn fan when it comes to Green Goblin. And I had Harry Osborn as a Green Goblin. I just feel like they started to do too much. So yeah, Spider-Man 3 just to me wasn't a great movie. And then we get to my favorite. Tom Holland. I feel like if you grab a Spider-Man comic book, you turn it upside down and shake it, and he says, I want a live action Spider-Man Fallout. Tom Holland will fall out. I mean, and just the way Disney did it, they didn't give him his own movie yet. Brought him into Captain America Civil War. Had Iron Man mentoring him. Iron Man just knew who he was all the time. He was shocked, surprised, and then gives him a new costume, tells him, come with me. You're going to be on my team. And then my favorite part, catches Captain America's shield, and he's joking around. He's just a kid, and then he finds out that Captain America is also from New York too. Captain America's from Brooklyn. He's from the Bronx, and so on and so forth. And they have a little kinship there. Then they come out with his movie, Homecoming, and he's still talking about Captain America's shield, and then Michael Keaton. As much as I did not like Doc Ock in the comic books, I mean, the Vulture was like, he's Vulture. Michael Keaton made the Vulture an A-list villain. He played that role to a T. I mean, he is a B-list villain at best. But Michael Keaton said, this is my role and I'm going to play it, and he played the hell out of it. The Vulture is a badass. I mean, man, that movie was just so good. And then my favorite scene is when, right here, they give a shout out to Tobey Maguire when he's holding the ship together, and then Iron Man comes and, saves the day, helps him out real quick, and then come to find out he's not even in the suit. That's just a suit. He's doing it remotely. And, they just did a good job with this movie. They brung him in to Infinity War. They brung him back in Endgame. They got Spider-Man Far From Home coming out. They're introducing the multiverse, bringing in Mysterio. I just feel like they're doing everything right with these movies. And Tom Holland is, to me, like I said, because he's dorky, he doesn't get, he's dorky when he's Peter Parker. Even though he has all this power, he's still Peter Parker to everybody else. And then he puts on the costume, and now he's Spider-Man. But he's still feeling his way through, you know. And I just feel like he does that the best, just like in the comics. So, but that was my choice. I'm interested to see what's your guys' choice. So definitely leave a comment in the comment section. I want to see what your guys' favorite Spider-Man is. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And I will talk to you guys later.